Alright guys, welcome to another Minecraft video brought to you by Redstone Nightmare. Today we're gonna have a look at a mod, and the mod is Futurecraft. I will show you everything there is in this mod and yeah, the basic idea of that. So the mod Futurecraft, it was created by Mighty Pork and is still being updated and everything. It requires mod loader. And just in case you didn't know, the mod loader, you want to extract the zip file into the Minecraft jar folder. But for the Futurecraft, you just move the whole zip file into the mods folder after this was created by mod loader. So you can find the download link in the description, where you're also gonna have a more detailed manual on how to install it, but it isn't that hard. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to introduce you to the transportation system this mod provides, and it can transport items, it can transport mobs and even players, so that's quite handy. So let's get started with that. The most basic transportation part in this mod is the conveyor belt, and I will always put the end product here and the recipe here so you can see that. So let me show you. When it comes to placing any of the belts, you can think of them as you were placing a repeater. So the way you face, the way it will show. As you can see, this arrow shows into this direction, and you can simply put them next to each other like so. And when an item lands on it, it will be transported over there. If you want to make a turn, you can simply put the next two belts there, and it will make the turn. There you go. And also with the player, as you can see. One interesting thing is they can be stacked on top of each other like so, which is awesome. And you can have them move right into a chest. Next we have the speedy conveyor belt. It looks like this and is basically a booster for the items, so they will travel quicker within these two blocks. The item redirection belt. It looks like this and can be powered by redstone, and if it isn't powered, the items will move to the left, as you can see, and if it is powered, the items will move to the right. Brake conveyor. It looks like this and can be powered by redstone. I will show one use for that later, but if it isn't powered, the item will just pass through as normal. It will be a little bit slower on this brake, but when it is powered, the item will just stop there and not move until it is powered off again. The conveyor item separator. This little belt is really useful. You can right click it and you can specify items, and it will send the items on the left UI to the left and on the right to the right, of course. And as you can see, I have some iron ingots and sticks in here and stone, just to specify the items. So when I throw a stick, it should go to the left. Yes, it does. When I throw iron ingot as well, and when I throw a stone, it should go to the right. And all other items, they will just go straight. So if I send the wood, it just goes straight. Here we have the item ejection belt. This little green dude is used to extract items out of a chest or any other storage block. So when you send a redstone signal, as you can see, I have all stacks of 1 stone, mostly in this chest, and it will remove 1 stack. So no matter how big the stack size is, it will always remove 1 stack on a redstone signal. There we go. and so on. Next we have the item detector belt. This basically works like a pressure plate or a detector rail, so when the item moves over it, it activates for the amount of time the item is there. Simple as that. Here we have an item elevator. It is the tube like this, and you probably guess it, it will move the items upwards, and it also works with players, as you can see, and it will also work with mobs, so that's good stuff for a mob elevator. And you simply extract them by having a tube up there, so if you place this on the same level as this block is, the items can get out and move into this chest in this case. Also, you have to be aware that there needs to be one block of air below the tube, or the items won't get sucked up. The automatic workbench, awesome thing. This workbench is basically a thing you will send the items to, and once it has enough items, it will craft the end product and spit it out in the back. And you can configure that by right-clicking on it. In the left window you don't have to care about, but this is your workbench area, and I will make a iron pickaxe in this case, as you can see, and here the items will get filled up. So if you remember, on my separator I specified sticks and iron ingot to go to the left, so I'll put 2 sticks in it and 3 iron ingots, and you saw it quickly, the iron pickaxe will come out there. So let me just do that for 2 more. So when I throw 2 sticks, 1 should come out, another 2 sticks, and there we go. And you can fully automate that, of course. You don't have to throw the items yourself, so you can just extract them. Right. Next we have the redstone pulsar. So here it is, and maybe you guess it, it is just a redstone source that will send a pulse every now and then. You can specify that by right clicking on it, and will change to go on. I don't know the limit, but it's pretty high, and it will send power to all sides and also below it, but it won't send power up. That was it for the transportation system. Let's get on to the block dispensers and the block harvesters. So block dispensers are made like this, the dispenser and gold ingot, and the harvester is with an iron pickaxe and a dispenser. Alright, this is the block dispenser, and you can simply right click it and put in some stuff. I put in diamond hoe, some bone meal and some seeds, and as you can see there is some untilted soil in front of it, and once it gets a redstone signal, it will use the items in front of it, and it will send it all the way to where another Futurecraft machine is, or you can also limit that by stone bricks, I think. But if you haven't set anything, it will just go on. I'm not quite sure for how long, but quite long. As you can see, it uses the hoe, and it plants the seeds, and it also uses the bone meal. So that's pretty awesome for automated farms, and I don't know what you come up with, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Right, so the next thing I show you is the block harvester, and it is also activated by a redstone signal. So I just put a button on like this, and what it basically does, it will harvest everything that is harvestable in its path until the next Futurecraft machine or stone break. So It will then eject them to the back, and as you see, I just let it to a chest. So let's harvest that. There we go. All in one go. The seeds are already planted again, and this machine just keeps going. Let's look in the chest, and we have the harvest right there. You can use this whenever you want, and it just spits out everything. Let's continue with the roaster. The roaster is this little thing down here, and it basically is a furnace that can burn items that are in the air. They don't have to be in it, and you can fill these up with coal. Only a stack size of 16 is allowed. It will smelt the items much faster, but it will use the same amount of coal, and it has to be powered by redstone. As you can see, now it is burning, and when it is burning it will slowly use the coal, so that's how they make up for smelting the items so much quicker. So I have this ejection belt here and some cobblestone stacks, and on top of here I have a brake belt, which is useful because if I just let it slide through too quickly, only about 4 or 5 items might get smelted and the rest just lands unsmelted. So I break this here for a little bit. You could also have set up several roasters and do it like that, but I'm gonna break the items. So with the pressure plate I'm gonna extract a stack of cobblestone, and you can see it is smelting into smooth stone, and when I take off the signal they will continue. So you could just clock time that with a redstone system. One more stack. Oops, I just picked it up like so. Gets smelted, and when I take the signal off they continue to this chest. The roaster can also ignite mobs and players, as you can see. So good stuff for mob traps. Alright, now we're gonna have a look at the redstone transmitter, the redstone receiver, and the remote. The transmitter is made like this, with a smooth stone down here. Redstone receiver, just exchange with iron ingot. And the remote, you will need a transmitter with a button below it. So here we have the redstone transmitter, and you can simply right click it and specify a certain string, and you just have to make sure that you use the same channel or the same string of letters as you do with the receiver. This is the receiver. As you can see, it's the same. So when I send a redstone signal to the transmitter, the receiver will be able to pick it up anywhere. It doesn't have to be this close. It can be anywhere. So it's wireless. Yay. There you go. You can see this works. And now for the third type with the remote, you can simply, once you've built the remote, right click it either on the transmitter or the receiver, and once you use it anywhere, right click, it will activate as well. So that's pretty fun tool. Okay, let's go on to the item motion detector, mob and player motion detector. You build them like this for the item, very simple, with wood, the mob with smooth stone, and the player with obsidian, like this. So here we have them, item, mob and player detector, and as you can see, the player detector is currently sending a signal because I am a player, and which is good, and when I move out of range it will interrupt. Now it stopped, as you can see. I'm being pushed around. So when I get close again, it activates. Same thing with the item. So if there's an item on this level, it will activate and send a redstone signal, and this is for mobs, which I can't show right now because there isn't any mobs around. And now for the control light and the color light. So in vanilla Minecraft you would just use some redstone torches as these lights, but here they work just vice versa, so you make them with glowstone dust and some redstone below, and once you have made them you can color them with any dye, just put it on top of it. Just to show you how they look, here have a green, a red and a yellow one, and when they receive redstone power they will just glow up as an indicator. Now we're basically through with all the items and machines in this Futurecraft mod, but there's one thing left that is really exciting and really fun. You can do a lot of great stuff, and it is all the existing gates wrapped up in a single block, and that is just awesome. So let's go through with that. So really nice thing about making the gates is also that they are shaped like, you know, you would do the gates in with vanilla Minecraft. So you have your input here to a block and onto the torch. This is how you make the NOT gate, and as you can see, input is off, so output is on, input is on, and output is off, therefore. So if you're not sure what I'm talking about, just have a look at my logic gate series and everything will be clear, but I won't get into too much detail explaining the different gates. So here we have an AND gate. It's also logical. You have two inputs from here, the stone there, and the redstone output here. So only if both levers are switched, the output will be on, and if just one is switched, nothing is happening. The OR gate is also very logical. You have your two inputs here and the output there, so either lever can activate the system, and it is also activated when both levers are switched. Next we have the XOR gate. You basically make an OR gate and put some redstone on top of it. That's how you make the X gates in general. So here we have the XOR gate, which means if both levers are on the same state, the output will be off, and if they are on a different state, the output will be on. Now we have the NAND gate, and you basically make an AND gate, put a NOT gate on top of it, and there we have it, an AND gate. And this basically does the thing that both levers need to be on for the output to be off. If either one is switched to off, the output will be on. Then we have the NOR gate. It is a NOR gate with a NOT gate on top of it, and this is how it works. So the only way the output will be on is if both inputs are off. There we go. Let's continue with the 3 input gates, and we start with the 3 input AND gate, and just basically an AND gate but with one more redstone here. And this is what we have here. So all 3 inputs have to be on for the output to be off, or on as well, I mean. There we go. Then we have the 3 input OR gate, which is just one more dust like this. Input OR gate, and that means if any of these levers are on, the output will be on. Next we have the 3 input XOR gate, which is made with a 3 input OR gate and the X redstone on top of it. And that means you have If you have all the three levers or inputs on the same state, the output will be off, and otherwise it will be on, like so. Right. Next we have the 3 input NAND gate, which is made with a 3 input AND gate and the NOT gate on top of it. And here we have it, and it means if all 3 inputs are on, then the output will be off, otherwise it will be on the whole time. Then we have the 3 input NOR gate, which is made with a 3 input OR gate and a NOT inverter on top of it, and the 3 input XOR gate, which is made by a 3 input XOR gate and the inverter on top of it, sorry, XNOR gate. There we go, let me show you. So the 3 input XOR gate is basically only if all inputs are off. It's the same, the output will be on. If one is switched on, it will be off. And here we have the XNOR gate, 3 input, and that means only if all the 3 inputs are on the same state, the output will be on. And now for the 3 most fun gates, we have the D flip-flop right here, which is made like this. We have a RS flip-flop or RS NOR latch. It requires a lever in here. And we have the T flip-flop. And let me just quickly show you. So here we have a D flip-flop, which basically means that you have to switch the lever. So there is some power, and then you can activate the system with a button. And there you can see the outputs are on now. And I can't deactivate it, so I first have to set the state with the lever, and with the button I confirm that I want that, like so. Yeah. Here we have the RS NOR latch, and you might know it, but basically I can switch the power on from one side and switch it off from the other, but it won't affect anything if I press the button twice, as you can see, which is what an RS NOR latch does. And here we have a T flip-flop gate, so that basically makes a button into a lever. As you can see, now we have power and now we don't. Alright, here we are. I think I covered everything this mod currently has to offer, and it's great stuff. You can do a lot of great inventions with that, and yeah, I hope you liked this video and it was helpful to you. If it was, please take a second to leave a like, and see you next time. Bye bye.